Greetings and welcome to another edition of The Great Goddess. Praise be to Goddess. Praise be to Goddess. Well, here it is, another Wednesday, and today is our special Modranicht / Matronacht episode. We're going to do it today, so you have plenty of time to prepare for December 24th, which, as everyone knows, is also Christmas Eve. And I'll talk a little bit about that. But right now, I just wanted to say that you've got plenty of time to prepare for Modranicht, which is the big holiday of the season. And what is Modranicht and why do we celebrate it? Well, it was attested by Bede in the 4th century. And Bede is a B-E-D-E. He's an English historian. And he wrote about religion and about religious history. And so we know that from Bede that there was a pre-existing, before the Christians came along, pre-existing holiday known as Modranicht. And I've modernized that to Matronacht, but I prefer to use both names. I use both names, Modranicht and Matronacht, because it's a combination of the ancient and the new. And the ancient is Modranicht. Now, the basis of Modranicht, as I've said before, is the Crone. The Crone is at the heart of what Modranicht is all about. And it used to be that the crone of the family, the eldest mother, would go around blessing her grandchildren on Modranicht, which was December 24th. And she would bless them and give them a present, and then she would rekindle the hearth fire from scratch. She would rekindle the hearth fire. So this was a very valuable position she had in the family, was rekindling the hearth fire every year. And it was always fresh and new for the new year. It was a new, fresh hearth fire for the new year. And also she would bless her grandchildren. Well, this was, and give gifts. And this was something that the Christians stole. The Christians stole December 24th and made it their Christian holiday of Christmas, which of course is Jesus's birthday, supposedly. And so Jesus's birthday could have fallen on any day of the year. They do not know when Jesus was born. They chose December 24th for the birthday of Jesus so that they could do away with the tradition of Modranicht. And this is what the church has done with a lot of religions. It covers up valid celebration of the people with one of their own holidays that they've made up. It's a made-up holiday. So why did they want so bad to conceal on December 24th? Well, December 25th is the new birth of the sun. And on December 25th, the sun rises 1 degree from the horizon from its winter slumber. It's 3 days after the winter solstice. So this was a tradition that was celebrated by many ancients. It was celebrated obviously by the people of Britain as Modranicht, but it was also celebrated as Sol Invictus, the rebirth of the sun. In Sol Invictus was December 25th. That was the Roman Empire. So they had good reason to want to replace it with their mass that they do at night, the 24th. And then on the 25th, they celebrate Christmas Day. They wanted to replace this tradition of both the Romans and the Brits with their mass. So This is what the church does. And I can't approve of it, but anyway, forget about that, because this is our holiday. This is our time to celebrate the crone. And so we celebrate the crone. And what is the crone? Well, she's very wise, and she's very intuitive, and she also represents death, and she represents the last stage of life before death, and aging in general. So she represents aging and decay. And the crone, it rules over these things. But she's the Ancient of Days. She's ancient, and she's so ancient that that we can't even imagine how ancient she is. So she's very wise and very ancient. And this is the aspect of goddess. This is one of three aspects of goddess: maiden, mother, and crone, which I've discussed before. And so the crone is the most ancient of the aspects of goddess, but she's no less important. And just to give you an anecdote, I have a friend who's becoming an outrageous crone, and she's turning into an outrageous crone in her old age. And just the other day, she went to a party that was out in the woods, and she was scared because she was lost in the woods, and she had nothing but her GPS to guide her by. And it was a engagement party for a son of a friend of hers. And she's a grandmother too. So she was on this one lane road. And by one lane, I mean one lane, not a one lane going to and fro, but one lane going forward and backward. So she was afraid that a car would run right into her coming head on. And she was scared. And we all face these predicaments in our lives at some time in our lives. We all face that one lane road where we don't know whether a car is coming head on toward us or not. And this is part of the aging process. It's a good metaphor for aging, because when we age, the things that we used to know are changed, and they aren't the same as they were anymore. You might lose your sense of taste and might not enjoy eating as much, or you might not enjoy your job as much and want to change jobs. Whatever it is, we've all been on that one lane road. And so we want to adapt to aging. And the best way to do this is to pray to Goddess. Pray to Goddess to help you through the aging process. Pray to the crone. Pray to the crone to help you through the aging process, and she will. She will help you. Now, I have a poem that I would like to read, just special for Modranicht. It's a poem I wrote myself, and it begins, "O sincere crone, goddess of all." O sincere crone, goddess of all, we love to hear words of wisdom from you, O creator of life, the fountain that we are all from. Tell us your secrets, crone goddess. You've got many secrets to tell. Enlighten us now forever. Your fount of wisdom is the well. Crone goddess taught me not to use magic. It was one of her many gifts. Now I see there's magic enough, and the world around us uplifts. You've got power to enlighten. Show us your wise face, true to life, and you shall guide us forever, while we have ended all our strife. It is even so. And here's another poem I wrote for Modranicht. This is another one. O goddess of terrible countenance, your fierce face sends shivers through me. You, ancient crone that birthed the universe, the wisdom of your eyes I see. Show your fierce face to the evildoer, blast him with a wintry gale. For our proud goddess loves justice so true, now the evildoer turns tail. The crone sets all the evil men aflight. They all cower from her fierce wrath. But we all love the crone the more for it. Crone of the modern, show our path. For it is she who rules the modern world. Crafty crone with wits in her eyes. May goddess rule us all wisely and well. She sends to us her big surprise. Although the crone turns a fierce face toward us, the crone's tender mercies are great, so she forgives all her fallen children who have rediscovered her of late. It is even so. So that's it, and I hope everyone has a wonderful Modranicht, Matronacht celebration. Call it whichever you prefer. If you're a traditionalist, go with Modranicht. If you prefer the more modern celebration, go with Matronacht, which is German for Mother's Night. And whatever you do, have a great time. Have a feast. Give gifts to your kids. Rekindle the hearth fire. And I'll see you next time.